Good morning all, it's Saturday morning of this long bank holiday weekend and it's time for the average. Well, we have 14 crosses submitted by you guys this week, so thank you to those who submitted crosses. And they're very much in a straight line up from this guy on the left, aren't they? So let me draw some lines from each eye from this guy, because it's quite a narrow band and I think it's very much as we expected it. Let me find his other eye. That's a narrow band, isn't it? It's very much how we expected it, going vertical straight up. There's two obvious clusters there. This bottom cluster here and this top cluster there. Now, I can't help, that bottom cluster seems popular, but I can't help thinking that this guy on his right, he's definitely looking quite steep, because you can see the white under his eyes. He's looking quite high and he's looking up in this area to me. So I think it's between the two crosses. That's where I would be comfortable going, because I agree with where people have put their crosses. I think some of the judges will go lower and I think some of the judges will go higher, but it looks like there's a very narrow band there, so it's somewhere along that line. Let's have a look at the average. Yeah, see, that average is exactly where I would want it to be. So I'm going to go near that average because I think it's higher than this bottom cluster, but I don't think it's as high as that top cluster, because I think people will go to the bottom and it will bring it down a bit. So yeah, I'm going to go near that cluster. Oh, I'm waffling now. What is the average? I'll have to get it up again now. So the average is 1308. 1090. I'll put that in a little panel on there now so we can see it, because we'll never remember it. So let's put the target in there and see what we think. So yeah, it's about there-ish. See, well, that's quite good, isn't it? Well, that's quite good to me. That the initial line I drew from the stripy guy on the right hand side, if you look at where the line is coming from his eye, actually goes through that zone 1. So I think anywhere around there would be a good hit, a good spot. But yeah, I that does seem a popular area, that lower, but a lot of people said, because a couple of people mentioned that this fella on the left is jumping. I don't think he is, because he's leaning back too far, and I don't think he would be jumping and leaning back that far. He'd just fall over. So I think he's either just leaning back to meet the ball, or he's sort of stepping backwards, walking slowly backwards to try and meet it. That's what I think. Not sure why they've added this guy in on the right. It just sort of adds a bit of confusion, because remember, these are just basically Photoshop photos, and these players were never in the same scene together. But yeah, I quite like that average there, and I'm going to go near that average. I'm only doing one cross this week, because I spent a tenner last week. For this, spend £10, get a £5 back Saturday. I'm just going to do my free cross, because that put me back into the bronze zone, and I ended up with a free cross again. And we'll have now for the next couple of weeks, until it finally disappears. So I'm only going to use a tiny bit of my credit just to add the extra £1.50, doing the 50 grand on top. But yeah, just one ticket for me. So there we are, that's that. Let's have a look at Revcomps this week, because we like Revcomps these days. So after Thursday's draw, they added some new ones. There's only a couple that caught my eye there. I like the look of this Range Rover Evoque. That comes with 3 grand. That's quite nice. I've always liked those. That's a diesel one, so they do about 40 miles to the gallon. They're good. Not bad odds either, 5,999. But this one's an interesting one. This Range Rover with a Beneteau boat. Now this comes across as a bit of a BOTB prize, because you can either take the Range Rover and the boat, or you can take the Range Rover and take a cash alternative of £75,000 for the boat. So that would be a nice prize. The Range Rover, I think it's the turbo diesel 4.4 V8, and £75,000 cash is a nice prize. But of course the odds are high. There's 19,999 tickets for sale, so it depends how much you're going to spend on that. Other than that, the only thing I've got for Monday, which I hope to be announcing Tuesday that I've won, fingers crossed, is the pop-top camper that I've got 3 tickets for. I like the look of this one. I don't particularly like the colour of the wheels, but why I like it is because it also comes with £5,000 cash. I mean, that's enough to tax it, insure it, and buy a sleeping bag and a frying pan. So I'm looking forward to winning that on Monday night. And then I can announce it on Tuesday's video. Great. I'm confident about this one. I might even have one on that Range Rover and a boat, just 1 ticket, because it's very tempting. I wouldn't keep the Range Rover, I'd sell that. But the 75 grand alternative to the boat is very attractive offer there. Anyway, enjoy your long bank holiday weekend, guys, and I'll speak to you in the comments, and we'll make another video on Tuesday. So, cheers everyone, and good luck.